Okay, so, hey guys, welcome to another video on Rolling Sky. Today we're gonna beat Volcano. This is the first 4-star level in the game. I'm at home right now, by the way, but, yeah, here's where levels start to get really difficult. In this game, you have 5 different difficulties. The first few levels are the, first 6 levels that at least most people try to play because they're the easiest. These levels, Cloud, Massive, Poop Green, The Winter, Illusion, and 8-Bits, those are the 1-star levels, and the 1-star levels are extremely easy. 1-star levels generally give nobody a challenge. Unless if the player is brand new to the game, unless if the player is still, very new to the game, then 1-stars should generally give no one a challenge. These are basically just the super easy levels that are a free beat, and when you become better at the game, you'll be beating these in, 1 attempt and stuff. Even when you're at the 2-star levels, all these levels are extremely easy, so, yeah. Then you have the 2-star levels, which a few of the harder ones, like Laser and Halloween Escape, have a few tricks, which can kill even some really good players, but the levels are generally pretty easy. These are sort of the medium-ish ones, which are Sky, Mental Rave, Joker, Fairy Tale, Halloween Escape, and Laser. So far, doing them with the gems and crowns, the difficulty is completely random. It just depends on how hard the gems and crowns are. In Cloud, it didn't even have crowns, and there were only 10 gems, and all 10 of them were obscenely easy. Cloud's gems are practically just free. Cloud is basically just a free level for gems, so... hey, if you want to get some more gems, maybe make yourself look a little bit better at the game or something. Cloud has some of the easiest gems in the game. It's a free gem level. Massive also is. They're harder than, Cloud, but the gems, again, are not difficult. Even though there are a lot of them, they're really easy. So yeah, Massive's almost a free gem level too. Poop Green has 1 or 2 tricky gems, and so does the Winter. Think Illusion has 1 gem, which can kill a few players, but besides that, it's nothing. Another practically free gem level. Now, 8-Bits, as you might have seen by the hour being 68 minutes long, the gems are fairly difficult, and the crowns are really difficult in 8-Bits, so it's just a warning. Sky is a free gem level. Sky has probably, besides Cloud, the easiest gems in the game. If you want free gems besides Cloud, Cloud and Sky are the 2 levels you want to go to for free gems. Mental Rave actually had fairly easy crowns for, most crown levels are pretty difficult gems, and the random crown difficulty. Mental Rave's crowns were not that challenging, to be honest. Joker had that stupid troll gem in the end, which I was super lucky to get in my video. And the first and the third crowns are pretty difficult, I guess. The last crown and the first crown are both pretty difficult. The second crown is really easy, but... And besides 1 gem near the end, and that troll gem at the end, and the first and last crowns, then it's actually not that bad. It's actually really not that bad. And Fairy Tale is the easiest crown level in the game so far. I'd say that Fairy Tale has easier crowns than any other level in the game. So if you want free crowns, Fairy Tale is probably the place to go. I mean, they're not free, but they're definitely a lot easier than most most of the other, all the other levels, with crowns, Halloween Escape had fairly challenging crowns, especially, like, the last 2 crowns. There's this one gem in the level, which is actually very difficult, like, it's at 69%. 68 or 69% is where it is, but that gem is extremely difficult, and the last 2 crowns are pretty challenging, so Halloween Escape was pretty difficult to get those on. Laser actually had pretty easy crowns. Laser was one of the easiest crown levels, and the gems were pretty easy too. But the level itself was a lot more of a challenge than the rest of these other 2-star levels. So the level itself was a lot harder, but the gems and crowns were a good amount easier. Besides Fairy Tale, it did have much harder crowns and gems than Fairy Tale. Surprisingly, the hardest one was the first crown. What the heck? I didn't even press that. Okay then. Boop. Go. Good. Then you have the 3-star levels, which are where things start to get difficult. 1-star levels are super easy. 2-star levels are not that difficult. But 3-star levels are where the game starts to get truly difficult. Crowns and gems or not. Like Matrix, Monody Forest, Candy, Desert, and Kung Fu. All these levels without the gems and most of them, all of them besides Desert, crowns, are, even without those levels are pretty dang challenging. Monody, I'd argue, is the easiest of them, even though it says Matrix is. But Monody has some pretty quick timings, but it's not as hard as the rest of them. Matrix has some pretty tight timings. Candy has a good amount of memory to it, especially, like, towards the end. Not at the end, but, like, towards the end. And there's this troll block at 97%. Desert is extremely fast-paced and actually pretty difficult to beat. And Kung Fu is super long and pretty confusing. So I would say that, 3-star levels are where things start to get difficult. And then Volcano, which is the first 4-star level. The 4-star levels are where things start to get really difficult. Like, I wish you major luck at the 4 and 5 stars, because the 4s are where they start to get really difficult, and the 5s are just obscene. Like, the 5s are crazy. The 5 stars are all over the place and straight up insane. And the 4s are very difficult too. But anyways, this level, like Desert, the previous level before it, I know you might be like, wait, what? Kung Fu loves the level before Volcano, but you're actually wrong about that. When this game was released, there were only 5 levels. The first level was massive. If I'm gonna give you, like, a quick history of the levels while I'm playing. The first level in the game was massive. So it was actually the easiest level for a long time. Also, the main menu music used to always be massive and not the music of the new level. We're doing this the easy way first, by the way. The second level was Sky. So you might be like, whoa, without all those other 1-star levels, it might be a little more difficult to get ahead. To be honest, all those other 1-star levels they made recently were just stupid. They were a little bit of a waste. I liked it back then when Massive and Illusion were the only 2 1-star levels, as it made more sense. You had 2 levels to be super easy, and Sky could kill you. I don't know why that just happened. Stupid issues. But yeah, Sky. Sky was the second level. Oh yeah, I don't think any of the levels had names until level 11. But, Then you have, Forest was actually level 3, which is actually a huge step up on difficulty. I'm glad we have all these new 2-star levels there, because Sky is the easiest 2-star level, and Forest is a 3-star levels, meaning that you had to go up from Sky, which was not that hard, all the way up to Forest, which was pretty dang difficult. And the 4th level is Desert, which wasn't that big of a step up from Forest. There's only like 1 level between them in difficulty, which, in my opinion, Forest is probably harder than Candy anyways. So, yeah. Yeah. Desert has one of the best songs. Like, that's one thing I'll admit. When they made that level song, they did a really good job on that. Like, Desert has an amazing song. And the 5th level is, well, we're playing it right now. The 5th level is Volcano. Whoa, that can happen, that's great. The 5th level is... Okay then. The 5th level is Volcano. And we're playing Volcano right now. Which I guess isn't that huge of a step up in difficulty, to be honest. Desert is one of the hardest, 3-star levels, and saying that this is the easiest of them, of the 4-star levels. That gem is pretty easy. You have to go on the left or the right anyways, so it doesn't matter. Why am I dying so much? But yeah. Volcano's the 5th level. And then you had City. Well, actually, no, there were only 5 levels at the game's release, and then soon City came out, which instead of using the game's, like, original themes, it used its own custom sort of themes. The level had its own themes, instead of using, like, these themes. So yeah, then we had City, which was more difficult than Volcano, obviously, which, back when the game came out, technically, if this was, like, at the game's release or something, this level would be out, and it would be the most difficult level. Like, this would be the hardest level in the game if we were at the release. Which is interesting to think about, which means that if I beat this, we'll have beat the first hardest level in this game. Like, the first level to ever become a hardest level in this game. Is this. Because this was the hardest level when the game released. And then when City came out, though, City became the hardest level. Oh my god, I almost died there. And then, after City, level 7 came out, which, if you don't know, level 7 is actually Sci-Tech. Which, obviously, if you haven't played Sci-Tech, you'll know that Sci-Tech is a good amount more difficult than City, even though it's, quote, one more step ahead. I do think that Sci-Tech is harder than Tetris, but, like, back when Sci-Tech came out, it was level 7, and it became the hardest level. Come on, do this. Good, easy way. As I said, this level's pretty easy to do that with. Wait a second as I pause for the ad. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna do this with all gems now. Yeah, Sci-Tech was the hardest level when it came out, and it was level 7. And then level 8 came out, which was Tetris. Which the developers say, well, basically, I think this game was released in, like, January or February 2016. And, I don't even know when City came out, to be honest. I think it was, like, May or March or something like that. Somewhere around that. March to May. That's, I think, when it was made. So, like, a month or two after the game was released, they made their first new level. And when they made that level, it became the most difficult. Frick. I'm pretty sure SciTech was made in June, as most of the videos I see on SciTech were created in June 2016. Then level 8 came out, which was Tetris, which I think was July 2016. Now, the developers of this game, if you go to the level section, they try to, they go by their own ranking from the levels, with the top of the list being the easiest levels, and the very bottom being the hardest. And the game developers say that they think that Tetris is harder than SciTech. Now, they are pretty dang close in difficulty. They're both very difficult, almost 5-star difficulty, but I would say that SciTech is harder than Tetris. Actually, this is a topic that's come up a lot, as I've seen a lot of comments saying that they should raise SciTech above Tetris on the levels list. Which I agree with, because SciTech is harder than Tetris. It's definitely harder. Not much harder, but it is harder. For sure. What would I say were pretty important levels? Or levels that I really liked. Desert was the first level they made that I really liked. And the reason why I like Desert is because the song is really good in Desert. Desert has one of the best songs. Because there's this drop which is super epic and it's really good. It also fits the theme of the desert. It's really intense. It sounds like you're trying not to, like, die from starvation or something. It's like the intensity of trying to live in a desert is hard. Not like one of those deserts which is actually, like, one of the more suitable deserts which people make civilizations in. But I'd say one of those deserts which is, like, those deserts which are like, how did I die there? I just died at the easiest part of the level. I've never died there. Finger was acting all weird, and then my hand started. Okay, I really don't know how I died there. But anyways, yeah, desert was a good level. Then you had city, which was another really good level. I guess city was pretty important. Technically, I guess you could say, oh, Massive was important because it was the first level, and it was the first 1-star level. I guess you could say Sky was important too because it was the first 2-star level. So it was and then Forest was the first 3-star level. Desert, I guess, wasn't that important, but it was really good. And Volcano was the first 4-star level, the one we're playing right now. So that one was pretty important, I guess. The reason why I think City is relatively important is because City was the first level to use its own theme. And then all the other levels started to use their own themes too. So that they all didn't use these themes that were in, like, if you go to Forest, Desert, this level, Sky, and Massive, and even Illusion for some reason, you'll see all those themes that they used in the level that are just, and I guess Cloud, well no, Cloud used a few other themes, but like, you'll see that, like, they used all these classic themes, instead of using their own themes that, like, added a bunch of new looking stuff, because they were the oldest levels. So I guess City was relatively important to how the levels became, because it was the first level with an actual, like, true theme that didn't come with, like, theme that wasn't one of the initial, like, the initial level themes. It was the first level that had a theme that was not one of those. GG, everyone. Okay, I got them all, right? Yeah. Gotta get them all. Okay, I'm not gonna make a Pokemon reference. Anyways, Yeah. I don't think Sci-Tech was that important. Was Tetris important? Not really. Tetris wasn't that important of a level, but I liked it a lot. And I really liked City, too. It was pretty important, I guess, because of the theme thing. Sci-Tech was not that important. I used to really like Sci-Tech, but it has horrible gameplay. And the level's just really weird, and the end is a huge troll. I just don't like Sci-Tech that much as a level. It looks really nice, and the song is pretty good, but the level itself is not that good. Tetris was not that important, but I really like Tetris. I really like that Tetris theme with all the falling blocks. Or all those blocks where if they disappear, the other blocks on top of them will come down. Sort of like how Tetris really goes, except that they were all random colors. I think. But, like, Tetris I liked. It had a nice song too, very intense dubstep song. And then you had one of the most important levels in the game's history, in my opinion. Some of these levels are really important, while some aren't. I'd say that this is one of the most important levels in the game's history. Level 9, I think this was August 2016 when this came out, was Labyrinth. Surprising that this was actually like the 9th level. I'm gonna load it so you guys can hear the song, but like, yeah, actually. Labyrinth is the 9th level of Rolling Sky, if you didn't know. Don't send me into the level because I do not want to play Labyrinth. Labyrinth's like the 5th most difficult level in the game, so no way. Labyrinth is not only one of the most important, but one of the best levels in the game. And then you might be like, well, why is Labyrinth so important, and why is it one of the best levels? Well, you can already hear that the song is frickin' amazing. Labyrinth is, in my opinion, the song is by far one of the best in the game, like, easily within my top 5, most likely even within my top 3, possibly even my favorite song in the game. I love Labyrinth's song. The theme is amazing. The entire level is incredibly well made. And it was the first 5-star level. That's the reason why I'd say it was so important. The song and the level was not only so well made, but it's like one of the best levels. And not only that, but like, the difficulty was obscenely high at the same time. They knew how to make a level really good, yet make it insanely hard, which I really like. Labyrinth is still, like, when it came out, it was by far the hardest level, because as you know, Tetris is the hardest 4-star. I think there's 12 5-star levels in the game right now. Here, let me count, actually. I don't know how many 5-star levels there are. Why did you go in the level? I know that, for 1-star levels, there's 6 of them. You have Cloud, Massive, Hoop Dream, the Winter, Illusion, and 8-bits. For the 2 stars, there's 6 of them. There's Sky, Mental Rave, Joker, Fairy Tale, Halloween Escape, and Laser. There's 6 3-star levels as well. You have Matrix, Monody, Forest, Candy, Desert, and Kung Fu. And there's 6 4-star levels, but there's a lot more 5-star levels than the rest of them. There's 6 of each, except for the 5 stars. There's 1, 2, 3, 6. Here. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 14. Oh yeah, because Variant Christmas came out. Totally forgot about that level. Yeah. Tetris is rated as the hardest 4-star level, but it isn't. Which makes it the 16th hardest level in the game. There's how many levels in this game? 38. Including all the bonuses and Cloud, which is the tutorial. And, out of those, Tetris is the 16th hardest. I'm calling SciTech harder, because it is. So it's the 15th hardest. But Labyrinth is the 5th hardest level. That is a huge gap in difficulty. Then again, SciTech is a huge gap in difficulty from the easiest 5-star level. That's just how hard the 5-star levels are. The 5-star levels are all over the place and obscenely difficult. And Labyrinth, in my opinion, is the 5th hardest in the game. Labyrinth is insanely difficult. I've never beaten this level. I've beaten all levels 1 to 8 on my old device. I've beaten 1 to 5 now because you saw me beat Volcano. City I'll beat soon, probably today. And, SciTech and Tetris I'll beat eventually too, probably, maybe even today if my Xbox isn't working soon, but... Labyrinth is one of the few levels which I've never beaten. Labyrinth is one of the few levels which I've never beaten on either device. On my old device, I'm pretty sure my record on this level is 28%. That shows you how hard this level is. This level is very difficult. Yet, it's one of the best in the game, and it's still, one of my favorites. It's so good. And then level 10 came out, which was not necessarily that important, but it was... Actually, no, it probably was very important, but it was very good, too. Level 10 is Castle in the Sky, which is the level we're looking at right now. Castle in the Sky is harder than Labyrinth. One thing I know is that I know that Castle in the Sky is rated as a lot easier than Labyrinth. But it's rated as a lot easier, but I'd call it harder. In fact, in my opinion, this is either the 2nd hardest or the hardest level in the game. This level is not extremely important, but it is very important to the fact that, well, pretty important because of the fact that, right now it is this is one of the oldest levels in the game, the 2nd 5-star level to ever come out. And yet, it still stayed as, one of the 2 hardest levels to date. At least in my opinion. I don't know how hard the gems are, but, the part of the song that we're in right now, in the actual level, the part of the song that you're hearing, it sounds really happy. In the level, this part is actual heck, or hell, or whatever you want to say. There's this obscenely hard memory part, which I don't even know what happens in the level there, literally. My record on this level is 39. The reason why I have more percent on this than Labyrinth is this level is definitely harder, but I just decided to play it more. I played this level more than Labyrinth, and because of that, I managed to get further. But this level is definitely harder than Labyrinth. Again, this is still the 2nd or hardest level in the game. I don't have enough experience with the other one, which rivals this in difficulty, in my opinion. So, I'm just waiting to see which one I think is more difficult, but, Castle in the Sky is obscenely difficult. My god, Castle in the Sky is gonna take a long time. And then you have level 11, which was the holiday level. Not necessarily that important, but it was nice for the holiday, and it was actually a very good level. Then again, pretty much all of the 5-star levels in this game are very good. There's only, one 5-star level which I didn't like that much. But yeah, just like Castle in the Sky and Labyrinth, this level is not as difficult as the 2. When Labyrinth came out, it instantly became the hardest by far. Like, by a huge bar. And then when Castle in the Sky came out, there was another 5-star level. But it was more difficult than Labyrinth by a good bit, so it became the second hardest. This level I actually beat on my old device. It was the last level I beat before I got my new device and I became inactive in the game. But like, this was the last level and the hardest level I beat before I got to this new device and before I became inactive. This level is very good. The theme is nice. The gameplay is pretty good. And, the song is very nice. I don't like the song as much as Labyrinth or Castle in the Sky. I don't like the level as much as Labyrinth and Castle in the Sky, and it's definitely not as hard. I'm pretty sure, like, this is the, Labyrinth's the 5th hardest, so... I'm pretty sure Christmas is the 6th hardest. And then I guess this is the 7th hardest level in the game, I don't know. Labyrinth is the 5th hardest, and whatever it is, Castle in the Sky is either the 2nd or the very hardest level in the game. But this is probably the 7th hardest. This is either the 7th or the 8th hardest. This level is very close in difficulty to Deep Space. It might be more difficult, actually, but I don't know. This level and Deep Space were both very difficult, and the two most difficult levels I've beaten. But, like, this level was very difficult, but it was not as difficult as the 2 5-star levels previous to it. And it was not as good, but it was still very good. And then there was level 12, which was a more controversial level at the time. Because basically what they'd been doing was they'd been trying to bring all the levels up and up in difficulty. Like, if you notice, the first level was a 1-star, the second was a 2-star, the third and the fourth were 3-star, and the 5th to the 8th were all 4 stars, getting progressively harder in difficulty besides 7 and 8 to 8. And then 9 to 11 were 5 stars. This level's a 4-star, actually easier than City. So, for some reason they just decided after level 11 they'd take it back a notch, and they decided to go and make a level even easier than the 6th level, making it one of the 6th easiest level in the game at the time. So, yeah, this is probably the, wait a second. This is probably the 19th hardest level in the game, I'd say. So actually, literally in the halfway point. Well, it's in the halfway too. This one in like 17. This is the halfway point of the difficulty. This is the halfway level right now. And this level is a 4-star. This level's pretty dang good. Not amazing. It is pretty good though. And the song is very nice. People used to really like this level. Like, this was like the top-rated level for a while. But, yeah. This level is not as good as any of the 3 5-star levels that came out. This level is probably better than SciTech, and the fact that this level didn't have horrible gameplay, except for one part. Well, actually, this gameplay was super inconsistent in this level. Most of it, like the first 60%, it was pretty evenly difficult. But then at 61%, it got extremely difficult for like 10%. 10 to 15%. Like 12%, it got extremely difficult. And then it became like 3-star difficulty. towards the end, until the end of the level. Or I just had a huge fluke, but basically I died at 69. And on my next attempt, I made it to 100%. And then I thought that was just luck. And then in the very next try, I got 100% again. And then on the very next attempt, I got to 99% again. And died. But, yeah. Interesting level. Weird gameplay. It's around the same much as I like as SciTech, but City was probably better than it. I don't know. This level is not very memorable. Some people think of it as the first bonus level because it's sort of like a bonus level to Halloween, with saying that it brought its own themes into play, and everybody calls it level 12 because it is level 12, and bonus levels didn't exist until then, and it's 4 stars and there's no 4-star bonus level. Yeah. Then you might think level 13 came out, but actually, the first bonus level came out after that, which was, Illusion. Illusion was a super easy level. It instantly became the second easiest level in the game right now. I mean, at the time when it was released. And right now it's the 5th easiest because of all the random 1-stars they released. Yeah, the song in this level I find overrated. I don't like it that much. I think it's a bad song. I'm sorry, I don't like it that much. There's so many better songs in the game. But anyways, yeah, this 1-star level was okay. I didn't really like this level that much. This is probably one of the worst levels in the game, to be honest. Not only because it was extremely easy, but because it went back to using the normal themes. But it was a bonus level, and the first one, so we'll give it that. Then level 13 came out, which is another 5-star. Level 13 is Deep Space, which rivals Halloween, at least in my opinion, it rivals Halloween. I'd say it's most likely easier than Halloween, but it could be the 7th hardest level in the game. This is either the 7th or 8th. I'd say probably 8th, but it could be 7th. This level is extremely weird. The first 40% of this level is probably the most fun level in any level in the... The most fun gameplay in any level in the game. Like, there's nothing more fun than playing the first 40% in this level. But after that, the level gets extremely difficult. And there's this hugely difficult part, which takes extremely long to beat, right near the end of the level. And yeah, we just hit the part of the song where the level starts to get extremely difficult. The level is really good though, it has a really good theme, and the song is really good. Yeah. I wish they made a bonus level off of this level, like, really. I mean, I know they weren't making bonus levels off of levels yet, but, like, this would have made for a really good bonus level, this level. I mean, it would have made, like, another good bonus level if somebody else made a different bonus level after it. But anyways, besides that, this was a very difficult level. I did beat it, and it took me, like, a month. But yeah, it was extremely difficult, and I did it originally on my older device, but yeah. Next you have Christmas, which was the 3rd most difficult level when it came out, and right now it's the 6th most difficult level. Still not as difficult as Labyrinth, the first 5-star level. The only 5-star level which, so far, has been more difficult than Labyrinth. Not to this day, but like for the time that I'm saying this, was Castle in the Sky. This was like a little bit easier than Labyrinth, but it was the third hardest level when it came out. This level, in my opinion, is overrated. People tend to call this the hardest level in the game, when I don't really think it is. Like, I almost beat this level. On my old device, I got 79%. Like, I tried to beat it, but then I ended up quitting the game and started doing other things and got back into Geometry Dash more. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry for taking so long to talk again for some reason. Then you had a bonus level, which was not the best level in the game. A little bit overrated in my opinion. But it was very, 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 probably the most important level of the game's history. Monody. A bonus level. You might think, how is Monody the most important level of the game's history? Is it because it uses such a good song? No, actually, I like many songs in this game much more than Monody. Like, much more. The thing that made this level the most important level in the game's history was that this was not only the first level to not have 20 gems, but have 10 instead, but it was the first level to have crowns, and it created crowns. This level created crowns. We have Monody to thank that we have crowns in levels. So yeah, Monody was the first level which had crowns in it. You might think, wait, well, then why does Forest have crowns? It came before Monody. It was edited to have crowns, like, after 8-bits or something, so, yeah. Then after Monody, we had level 15 come out, which was actually a 3-star level. First 3-star main level in a while. It was Kung Fu. Another level which had a song made by F777. This level was not that difficult. People hugely overrated the difficulty of this. Before they had, like, a levels page to put these levels in, people thought this was, like, one of the hardest levels in the game, which made me feel like I don't know what they were doing back then, because how did anybody think that Kung Fu was one of the hardest levels in the game? It's controversial to the topic that this level is harder than Desert, let alone one of the hardest levels in the game. This level's not even as hard as Volcano. But the crowns are pretty difficult. This was the first level made in 2017, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I've been forgetting to say these dates. I stopped off at Labyrinth. Labyrinth was September 2016. No wait, not September, August. Castle in the Sky was September 2016. October obviously was the Halloween month, so that's when the two Halloween levels came out. Halloween and Ghost Dance both came out that month. I think Illusion was November. And November also had Deep Space in it. And of course, December had Christmas in it. And I'm pretty sure, like, maybe after Christmas or something, Monody came out. Monody might have been a New Year level, though, too. But I'm pretty sure this was the first level in 2017. But this was January 2017. Yeah, the crowns were pretty difficult. More difficult than Monody. But the level itself is pretty dang easy. I really like the song, though. There's actually a few YouTubers who excuse this for a bonus level for some reason. There's like a few people who call this level bonus level 3. I don't know why they do, but for some reason there's a few YouTubers who think that this level is actually a bonus level, yet it's definitely not. So yeah, I don't know why, but they do. Then you had the actual third bonus level, which was easier than Kung Fu, and it was Candy, which was a pretty good song. Not one of the best, but it was pretty good. This level was pretty important, but also was a turning point for when the game became weird. Basically, this was the first level which used those mystery box crowns, where there were 10 spots, which were good and bad. They were good because they gave you extra balls, but they were bad because there were so many spots they could come in, and it was just so much added difficulty that the levels didn't need. Like, all the mystery box levels, crowns, were way harder than all the other ones that had normal crowns. There were only 5 levels that had mystery box crowns, and yet all 5 of them had way harder crowns than the rest of the crown levels in the game. Besides Poker. And Neon. Well, a few of the newer ones have had pretty hard crowns, but like, you get the point. So yeah, Candy sort of added a bunch of difficulty to the crowns that made it super hard to get them. So yeah. And then after Candy came out, the quote, rated right now, hardest level in the game. It definitely was when it, well actually no. People say that this is the hardest level in the game, and it is 1-up, it is level 16, and it is one of the most important levels in the game, because it added those power-ups, the blue ones which make you fly, and the purple ones which let you go through blocks. This level is very important because of that. It's one of the most important in the game's history. The game developers so far, ever since it came out, have thought that this is the hardest level, like, I don't know why, but this has always been at the top of the levels list. Ever since it came out, like, right after 8-bits. It's always been at the bottom.